everyone. I would like to take you on a little flip through of my December daily / holiday journal / December something or other. I wasn't planning to do a journal at all for a special one anyway for December, but actually Sue Victor inspired me to, so I ended up doing actually 3, 2 sold, and I made one for myself, and I had a really good time with it. So I just finally finished it up today, and I would be happy to, if you would come along, and I'll share it with you. The reason I'm tilting it is because the front cover is covered with a sort of a vintage style photo magazine. It's actually just something from a magazine, and I actually had 2 purposes in doing this. One, of course, is to document the month, and the other is to use up a bunch of supplies that I have had. Some of them I've had for years, a lot of Christmas things, and they just keep staying and staying, and I really just wanted to use some. This is, I actually made this last year, but never used them until this year. This is a 9x12 envelope, collaged with some miscellaneous Christmas papers that I had, and then I went over it with a piece of tissue paper, and this is sort of the layer that you take off when you're taking napkins apart and removing the white layers, and I just use that to sort of soften the look of the Christmas papers. And then there's some ribbon around the edge and some rickrack. It is super fat, which you'll see when I open it up. It'll kind of spring open, and I'm holding it closed with a little baby headband that I got at Dollar Tree. This actually works really well, and I might use that again. But so that is what it really looks like when it's not being held closed. So let's just get started. I like to include in my journals a sort of a firm surface for writing, and this time I put it in the front, but we don't really need that, so I will remove it. I mentioned that this is sort of vintage style illustration, and I found a magazine a few years ago with a lot of vintage look illustrations, so I use those throughout here too. And one of them was this Christmas tree, and I really wanted to use it, and I wanted to use the full length, but I wasn't quite sure how on the journal size that I had made, and then I figured out how to do it. So there it is in all its glory, full size. And then on the other side of that, I've got the part of it tucked in there. And then on the other side is a card from my sister Heidi. And here is a little kitten in a hat, and you will see lots more of them as we go along. Here's another illustration, well, actually in a poem from that magazine with the vintage look illustrations. It was very sweet, I thought. This is a fun calendar page from 1927 that Sue Victor sent me, and I'm really enjoying using these old-fashioned illustrations. And here's another little kitten in a hat. I got a Happy Mail, and in it was some wrapping paper, 2-sided wrapping paper, and one of the sides had cats in these hats, all different. So I cut them all out individually, and I've used them throughout the book. In fact, I used them all in this journal, and it was fun to do. So here is the first page. My sister was coming up. My sister and I are quite close, and I was all excited she was coming up for a visit. Sometimes I worry that in the gray, rainy winter here in the Pacific Northwest, there wouldn't be much to do, but I made a list of things to do with her when she was here, and that's what that is. And there, I just wrote about it. There's another kitten, and there's another one. This is just a page with some Christmas cards. Didn't get as many. I think everybody's noticing the same thing. They're just not as prevalent as they used to be. But anyway, so I've put the ones I did get in here. So there's another little cat, and there. So this is December 1. And we actually met with our financial guy that day. So I just wrote about that. When my sister arrived, one of the first things that I asked that she helped me do is decorate some space. We live in a condo and we don't really have room for a tree, but I still like my house to be festive for the holiday. So she helped me decorate, and I took pictures of that. There's another illustration from that magazine. My daughter and I, for many, many years, made truffles at Christmas time. And we hadn't done it the last few years, and I suggested we start it up again. So my sister has always said she loved to see the process. And she not only saw the process, she participated in the process this time. But so I wrote a little bit about that. But the reason these are here is because when we take over the kitchen, making our truffles, we're usually pretty exhausted by lunchtime, so we send my husband out to Subway to get Subway sandwiches for us. And of course, you know, they have these little stickers, and of course I had to save them, so that's what that is. Here's writing a little bit about that. And this is just talking about Diane coming and participating. We got a new donut store here, and I've been raving about the apple fritters, and so that was one of the things on my list of things to do with her, is to take her to the donut store and get apple fritters, which we did. There's another Christmas card from a friend. And speaking of truffles, here's a picture of just a few of the truffles that we made. And yeah, and then, oh, and that was a thank you note from somebody who received them. And here's me as we're sort of packaging them up. My sister, my daughter, and I took a trip into Seattle, and we rode the light rail. And just to be on the safe side, we all wore masks, so I did a selfie of us doing that. One of the places we went was Pike Place Market. And this is from there. One of the best, most well-known stores at Pike Place Market is the De Laurenti. They do food and wine, and it's a deli, and wonderful cheeses, and specialty foods. And anyway, so that's packaging from there. We also went to the Sheraton, where they had some amazing gingerbread houses, all Wonka themed. So I took a couple of pictures of those. And then we, oops, sorry about the glare. We went to Westlake Center, where in the evening, when it gets darker, they have it's all lit up with, you know, animals and trees and light posts. And so we did some photo ops there. Another day, my sister and I went into Burien, which is a town sort of up the road from me. And I wrote about that. I went to a new, what was new to me, restaurant called Classic Eats, and I wrote about that. And we also went to an independent bookstore and a cookie shop. I've been wanting to use these guys for a long time, so I thought they worked okay there. One of the things we did was watch A Christmas Story, and I realized I have never seen that movie from start to finish, so documented that. And I wrote about some other things we did. We went to Goodwill thrift store, and yeah, just some other errands. And there's the kitty on that page. This is from Tsunami Rose, one of her Christmas collection pictures that I really like. One day we went to Wesley, which is a retirement community. It's near us, and they've been remodeling, and we've been very curious. So we thought we'd tour the place, and we did, and it turned out to be way more significant than we knew it was going to when we went there. And my sister is actually very interested in coming there and moving there, actually, and eventually we might too. So yeah, this was not even on our radar, and it came up as we toured the place and was so impressed with it. So that's what that was about. And here's the little kitty on that page. Another day we went into Bellevue, went to the Bellevue Mall, and we had dinner at this place, and then we went to Snowflake Lane, which is a parade that they do in the evenings every night between Thanksgiving and, oh, this lighting is terrible, between Thanksgiving and Christmas. So it was really fun, really, really cute. I had recommended to a friend, my chiropractor, and she started going to her. So my chiropractor sent me a thank you card and a gift card for some coffee. So we went, I saved that up, and my sister and I went there when she was here. And this little card, actually it was from a card that my chiropractor had in her office listing her winter or her holiday hours. And I, what's the word, not decomposed, anyway, I took it apart and just kind of put it back together again and put the gift card in there with it. There's another Christmas card. This was Christmas Day, and we went up to my daughter and son-in-law's place and got some pictures from there. So that was enjoyable. We have pretty low-key Christmas foods. We do a buffet. They were at our house on Christmas Eve, and we had a prime rib dinner. So the next day we keep it kind of simple. And then here's some more about Christmas. And there's the kitty on that page. Another day we went to Seattle Benaroya Hall and to see a performance by the Seattle Symphony of Handel's Messiah. And this are from the flyer that came in the mail. This is the actual program. I've got the tickets you print out. Isn't it sad that you don't get real tickets to anything anymore? But it's pretty convenient too. So those are tickets, and then these are some notes I wrote about my thoughts about the concert, which was great, of course. My daughter had asked to borrow some rum. The only thing we've ever used rum before actually is an ingredient in one of the truffles that we make. But anyway, she needed the rum to make fruitcake, and so I said, yes, but please return the bottle because I really liked the label. So she did, and that is that. Of course, fruitcake has a reputation, you know, of people don't like it very much, but actually it came out really good and was quite tasty. So I got my labels back, and Lauren made fruitcake, which we were a recipient of, and it was delicious. When my sister was here, we went out for a walk one time, and I was laughing because she was having a hard time staying bundled up enough, and you'd think we were in a major snowstorm, but it was just a little drizzly and cool. But she's from California, so she's not used to that much cold. One day on the 17th, actually, we went with our kids and grandkids to see the movie Wonka at the newly reopened Cinerama in Seattle, and we took the light rail in so we didn't have to deal with parking in downtown Seattle. And so there's a picture of my husband and my daughter. I'm sitting behind them. It was a nice day, so I took a picture of Mount Rainier from the light rail station where we embarked. And I just wrote a little bit about that. Here's another illustration from that magazine that had that old-time look, and I thought that was perfect to go along with Wonka. But, yeah. So this was a gorgeous sunrise we had one morning, and this and these are from packaging, and I thought they all went together quite nicely. So I wrote a little bit about that. Here's a little bit of additional stuff that we did when my sister was here. And we watched some holiday movies. My daughter and I went to the theater to see this one. We saw these two, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, with our kids and grandkids. And I think my favorite rom-com, which definitely has a Christmassy theme, was While You Were Sleeping. So I made my husband and daughter watch it with me. It's a cute little illustration I had. The day after Christmas, the 26th, two of our grandsons came over, and one of our grandsons really loves to go to Red Robin, and I always get their business cards because they're so darn cute. And this is a kid's menu, so I kept that. He circled with his crayon what he wanted. Oops. And there's the kitty on that page. Another Christmas card. Just writing a little bit about future plans. Another Christmas card, and some just a little collage. This was a plant we got for Christmas. This is these are two things that my pen pal Chris has sent me that were holiday themed and just really, really beautiful. She does amazing, gorgeous work, and I'm the lucky recipient. This is just, I wrote festive here. I took pictures. We live in on a waterfront area, and I was taking a walk down there, and this boat was just filled with lights and decorations and everything. And then this was from the Snowflake Lane parade, and it was just, you know, all very festive. So this, I actually haven't written anything on the other side yet, but this came in. It's really an advertisement, but it's actually makes a really nice journaling card too. So. And I haven't written anything here. I don't think I will. Two more kitties. And I've had this illustration again from that vintage look, or the magazine with vintage illustrations. And I've been wanting to use this, so I was excited I got to. It's so cute. Again, I apologize for the glare. And we got one last kitty. And that is from a napkin. And I am ready to put this away and move on to something new. So thanks very much for coming along. Bye-bye.